Hey, HTDA, and welcome back to Distant Worlds 2. We just ended at the end of the last episode the war with the Action Empire. They're not too happy with us, but we are at peace, and that means that we can now kind of reconsolidate our fleets. They are kind of all over the place, so I'll send them all to retrofit. That will probably be very helpful for the next time we attack them, because that is, of course, what we're going to do. We only have 2 planets to go, and then we can kind of mop up this. I was about to say only 2 planets to go, but apparently they have founded a new colony over here, so that's going to be really annoying. But it's only a tiny colony, so we shouldn't have too much issues with taking that one over. But we will definitely want to take these 2 colonies. They are huge compared to anything else we've taken so far. That will also mean they will probably be a little harder to take, so we'll definitely need to rebuild our invasion fleets. And other than that, we definitely need to upgrade our ships as well. So that is exactly what we're going to do. Um, Meanwhile, we can also take a look at everything else that's happening in the system. So we have a huge empire on this side of the map, and a couple of larger ones as well. This kind of brown one over here is pretty large as well. And if we check the victory conditions, we can see the Varlanar conformity, as well as the Penchuliman Pentulumen realm. These things are unpronounceable, really. But they're aliens, so what can I say? They are doing pretty well. To be honest, we're not that far behind. I mean, we're in the kind of in the middle of the pack of the people doing quite well. There's a couple of other empires not doing as well at all. But these guys are definitely the one to beat. And that's the empire on the right side here. The reason that they're doing so well, I believe, is simply because they're kind of left alone in this corner. They do have this neighbor. They're kind of boxed in by all these um, clouds as well. It's kind of hard to get through. So I'm guessing that there could be another empire in here. We don't know, but I don't expect there is. Could be. I don't know actually. But all in all, they are kind of doing their own thing by themselves over there, and that's why they seem to be steamrolling things like economy and stuff like that, because that's where they get the majority of their points from. They have a huge economy going on. They also have a pretty sizable population, and well, the territory thing is not really their thing, but they also control a homeworld of another empire, which is why they get so much bonus points as well. And actually, we can take that part out by conquering one other empire's homeworld, which is what we're trying to do. They will take a huge beating to their score. Now, we actually want to achieve quite a few different things than they do. So we also want the whole economy thing going on. Well, we're working on that. That will be a side product of just conquering the world. Same goes for the population and the territory. We are expanding quite rapidly, so we're doing a pretty good job at that. We do get a huge amount of territory bonus because we have so many colonies, and at some point that will also result in us having a huge part of the population. I mean, we have a lot of smaller colonies now, but they are going to grow up, so to speak. So that should fix itself in the long run. Now, we also want a huge amount of things like tourism and continental colonies, which, to be honest, the only real way to get those is actually just conquering them and colonizing them, of course. I think we have all the continental colonies in our own empire. Maybe there's one or two left, actually. There was, I think, one in our empire that has a really low suitability rate, so not really something we are looking to do right now. Having the most defense treaties in the galaxy is interesting as well. So apparently the humans are more striving towards a peaceful playthrough. That's probably not something we're going to have. And we want to destroy more enemy ships and bases than you lose. And apparently we destroyed 87 but lost 134. I think we actually lost most of them to pirates. So hopefully, if we fight some more wars, we'll be able to turn that to our favor. I'm not entirely sure if that actually counts civilian ships as well or not. And we are currently not earning the most trade income in the galaxy, but that's all kind of things that we can fix as we progress. We can, sure, we can. The Tranmorial Confederacy, which are those? I think that's one of the empires, right? Oh man, it's so hard to tell sometimes who is who. Anyway. No, we don't need your protection. I think we'll do just fine. We do have those automated defenses still being a pain. I did, by the way, just before I started the recording, I did actually send a lot of construction ships to actually go and find pretty much everything in the area that has Caslon. So we can get some more of that going, because we definitely need more Caslon going for us. How are our fleets doing? They are sitting around doing absolutely nothing. Go and retrofit. Go retrofits. We probably need more money in order to do that. So, if that's the case, do we actually have a base over here? Let's check that. This is not the easiest way to check that, honestly, but it will have to do. We are actually constructing a spaceport over here, so that's going to be just fine. All the pirates just decided they want to offer us protection. That's interesting. So, we don't need to pause the game. Let's see. So, we have this invasion fleet. Let's just set this to, well, invade. Do what it says on the tin. You do have those, right? Yep, you do. Same here. Just go and invade. Now we have this defense force over here. So what is your home system? Pyro. It's over there. Actually wondering how we should approach this. Because quite frankly, we are probably going to have a problem here sooner or later. There's a lot of ships around this thing still. It's interesting. So you can go and set this as your home base. And we are also going to send you to defend. That should be fine. Okay. And which system is this? The Brody system. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to set up all these different fleets, and then we'll meet right back here. Alright guys, so we have this event popping up. This is basically telling us that there is a highly unusual location inside a spectacular storm. And there is apparently a huge amount of graphics nearby as well. They are drawn to the extra dimensional energy. The extraordinary graphic effects, and I'm just going to not pronounce this word anymore, make this a highly tempting research target with enormous research bonuses at the location. Could this be the original entry point for the ancient Shakturi when they have arrived in our galaxy so long ago? It would certainly match what we know about their destructive wormhole drives. We have discovered a highly unusual location. This seems to be the same text once more. That's interesting. So where is that location? It is over here in this cloud. Where is that? Okay, so that's actually sort of nearby our own system. The problem with all of this is that a lot of these interesting locations are in the middle of ion storms and things like that, so that's going to be an issue. But at least it's good to know that we have it somewhere close to where we are. We have also researched some new blasters. We have constructed a new spaceport. We will assign a mission to build some stuff there. There's some people that want to be our friends. We might as well. And we have been struck by the Dekera virus. That's not a good thing. But there's nothing we can do about that as far as I know at the moment. Let's double check our research. Do we have any more research that we can do in terms of viruses and things like that? No, we just have the Mysterious Plague, but we already completed that one. I queued up quite a few more things. A couple of weapons, thrusters, shields, etc. So we can actually upgrade our ships as well. And somewhere in that list is actually also the capital ships for the battle cruisers. It's going to be really interesting. But yeah, other than that, there's not really too much to do at the moment. Actually, these pirates are in this zone. That's quite annoying, honestly. And we have had a critical breakthrough. That's really good. Nice. There has been a tsunami somewhere that we don't care about, considering it's not actually our system. And stuff is happening all over the place. What is our fleet doing? Because I think I set our fleet to attack. And apparently that implies, for some reason, that you just spread all over the place and you start flying to wherever you feel like. Hmm. You are now also out of fuel pretty much everywhere. And that's going to involve you taking forever to get anywhere. Let's see if we can have this fleet retrofit. We apparently need to babysit our fleet, so this is really annoying because, to be honest, some of these ships are still damaged. Some of these ships do really need an upgrade. And all in all, I'm not too happy about our first attack fleet, so I'm actually considering buying, I was about to say buying, constructing a new fleet. So I might just do that. We have some money to do that, and having a second fleet to kind of fly around and kill stuff might be quite useful. So, yeah, very much tempted to do exactly that. Let's see. But once again, making a little skip because in the meanwhile, nothing is really happening that's too interesting to watch. Well, there's a thing. So apparently one of our colonies, Horizon, which apparently is, well, not apparently, this is one of the largest colonies that we have. It's the second largest colony in our entire empire. Have discovered a previously buried ancient human underground facility. Initial communications indicated a functional ancient databank with much more information than we've been able to previously recover. As we assembled a larger team to lead the exploration and recovery, communications with our colony became more unusual. We have now been delivered an ultimatum of sorts. Our colony tells us that they have found a better way and no longer wish to remain part of our empire. We must not let them go we are told we must let them go their own way, and they have issued a declaration of independence, though we are apparently free to join them in this new way if we are willing to abandon our existing form of government. This is clearly a major crisis, and they have made clear they are only willing to speak further at the highest levels with our leader in person. Do we risk sending our leader to this rebellious colony, or do we refuse their demands and seek other means to enforce unity and prevent secession? Secession, I think. Anyway, rebels, let's go and be diplomats. Send our leader. This is going to be horrible, isn't it? They're just going to assassinate him or brainwash him or I don't know. And apparently the Action Empire has declared war on some people. Well, if you're fighting one war, you might be busy. Let's see, we are hearing alarming reports from some of the independent traders visiting our station. They say that an ancient enemy called the Hive has awakened in our region of space. It is attacking and consuming all in its path. Okay. The traders say that other empires and even pirates are uniting to fight against it, but so far without success. Okay, where are those people? That hive over there, which is where? Which is nowhere near where we are. Well, that's a good thing. Our leader traveled to Tefnil to speak with our rebellious citizens and found there a society already partially transformed. The teachings with the ancient databanks have advanced both the reason and intuition of our people to a remarkable degree. In a shocking change for the rest of our empire, after the discussion and study, our leader has declared that Tefnil will be allowed to follow this path, that our leader will join them, and that the rest of the empire should follow. The path of the ancients as a government type has now been revealed to us. Will we and our new leader choose to follow it? Interesting. Well, let's hold on. So, government types. Which is where, here, governments. We are currently set to the democracy, and we can now choose the path of the ancients. To be honest, that seems pretty good. We don't have any bonuses to war wariness anymore, but other than that, that should be good. We have a pretty nice bonus to colony happiness. This is well, we lose this, but it's actually a good thing to lose that, so we get a bigger bonus to diplomacy. We get a colony corruption reduction of 10%. That is huge. We get a saving to maintenance, and we get a buff to colony income. I don't see a reason not to do this, honestly. So have a revolution and switch governments. Okay. Apparently someone didn't want to join us. That's interesting. Anyone else? Anyone else want to just leave us? And apparently our leader was killed. Okay. And our scientist was killed. Well, that's not good. Sure. Our ancient home. In the sanctuary of the ancients, we have made a curious discovery. Within the sanctuary on 1, interesting, is a treasure trove of data from the ancient humor Solar Republic, which will take us many years to fully understand. We have already learned enough to understand that in the ancient times, the Solar Republic, together with the Agdarian technocracy, founded the Freedom Alliance, focused on defending against the powerful Shaktur Axis. The Shaktur Axis was in the service of the Shakturi, an extremely advanced and powerful alien race of unknown origins. They traveled the galaxy by tearing holes in the spacetime using their wormhole drives. When this sanctuary was created, the war had been going on for several years and many worlds and lives had already been lost. The hope was that the information here might survive, come what may. Among the various important discoveries, we have also located a star map, which clearly shows the location of the ancient homeworld of the Solar Republic. At last, we may find out what happened to our ancestors. The coordinates have now been added to our current star map. Okay. And let me guess, that's... Well, no, that's the location of where this was already. Okay, so this is over here. So Sol. Yep, that sounds about right. And it's also in the middle of these colonies over here. That's interesting. Okay. So now we have some more research. We also bought that. Let's build some more of these. Let's actually, do we have to re-bribe those people? That's going to be a pain. And we keep getting messages that we're probably going to have to deal with that hive sometime soonish. But in the meanwhile, let's actually pause the game there for a short moment. Are we going to attack our enemies? Probably. Let me just quick save. I think we can do that. Apparently that's not that. This is the Galactopedia. That's not what I wanted to see. I wanted to save. Anyway, let me figure out where the quick save button is and then let's start a new war. Okay, so our government is now the path of the ancients. We have all our fleets positioned, I think. Let me check, double check. Actually, we don't. Why are you over here? We'll go and defend. Why? I don't necessarily want them to defend, by the way. I just want them to get into position. Same for you guys. So this is a Reefany that's over there. So you go and defend. That should mean that they are actually going to, well, defend. But get into a better position than where they currently are. They are currently loading troops. They have quite a lot of troops already, so I think we should be fine in terms of actually attacking. We now have capital ship research completed as well. It's interesting that before we actually had a negative cash flow and we were going up in money, and now we're going down in money. Well, we have a positive cash flow. So yeah, I have no idea how that's supposed to work, but to be honest, we're not doing all that bad. All our ships are set to automate. We do have to wait a moment for our fleets to get into position. So making a small jump. In the meanwhile, I'll actually upgrade our ship designs. So we have the most recent ship designs going as well. And then hopefully we'll finally be ready to start our little war with the action and hopefully wipe them out this time for good. It's worth noting, by the way, that they actually made another colony all the way out here. It's an independent colony that they befriended. But I'm just going to focus on taking out their major colonies and then we can mop up after them later on. Okay, so let's see. We've done some preparation. I actually did a little bit more preparation on top of what we already did. Hey, we just discovered... Every time I start talking, apparently some random new event pops up. So we actually discovered the hidden nexus. And of course we are going to investigate that. Apparently this is nothing special, just gives us a lot of bonuses. That's always a good thing, but not necessarily what we want to be talking about right now. So, what did I do? I set up all the fleets in hopefully strategic positions in order to defend against what is probably going to be a counterattack one way or another. We are also currently apparently retrofitting this second invasion fleet. Now the second invasion fleet is actually kind of out of position, so the larger one is actually going to be able to take both of these planets, I think, I hope. So the second one is actually going to mop up this smaller colony over here, so we just get rid of this little colony in our back door. I actually also encountered another large cruiser that's actually quite well in terms of attack power. I added another smaller cruiser to that. Sorry, it was actually a battleship of 9,000 power along with a new cruiser. So I combined these two in a smaller fleet that's just going to fly around and attack random ships that are annoying us. So we have another, basically a kind of backup ship, a mini fleet flying around and hopefully protecting our rear ends while we go and attack the action. So what we're going to do is we are going to actually declare war. We are offering you a treaty, and the treaty is war. Now, we're gonna pause there for a moment, and then we're going to send out our fleets. So, we actually have this fleet over here. It's supposed to be a defense force, but we all know how defending works in war. I'm not entirely sure where that fleet is actually going to go. This fleet, what we're going to do with that is we're actually going to send it to defend. It's already sent to defend, but we are going to send it over here. You go and guard this planet. Then we have the first attack fleet. Where are you? Where are you currently at? Over there. You can go and actually do your job, which is attacking. Yeah, so you go and prepare an attack, whatever that means. Let's actually see what it does when we do that. So prepare an attack. Then the second attack fleet is handling some Vortikar, which is fine. And then this second invasion fleet, which I think should be the one all the way over here, right? Yeah. You are just going to go and straight up attack this planet. Preparing... Oh, I can actually bombard as well. I don't think we necessarily need to do that, but you can go and prepare an attack to go over here. And the reason I'm just sending it out straight out there is actually this fleet has a huge strength and it has some frigates and stuff like that in here as well, so that should be fine. Now we are going to speed up a little bit, and then we're going to have to monitor where the enemy fleets are. There's one fleet over here, which I actually have no idea where it's going to go. It's actually going to go here, as expected, honestly. Or not. I think there was another fleet here somewhere as well. I really hope they're not going to go and go straight for these planets, which are quite far away from their systems, but I assume that that's not going to be the case. Now, where is our first attack fleet at? They are actually arriving in the system, so that's good. Now, hopefully they won't be arriving one by one, because that's going to be a disaster. No, they're not. Good. Our carrier is actually with them as well for this time around, so that's interesting, considering we have quite a few vessels on that carrier. And this is going to be a massacre if they actually are able to take down a lot of these smaller vessels as well. That's not what they're focusing on, and that's rightly so, because of course they are focusing on getting down any ships that are a little bit more important than that. This spaceport should not be able to defend itself for very long. Nope. There we go. That is going to go down really quick. You are already attacking, so I want my other invasion fleet. I think you can now go and attack this one while we clear out the air. No, 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 no. Why are you once again... Pause the game. We are going to blockade this. Actually, we are going to attack this. Bombard this. We can actually bombard it a little bit. Okay, so we took down the other colony. Let's keep it paused for a moment. So that was this colony over here. That's good. That was which fleet? Where is it? Where is my other invasion fleet? Not this one. The second invasion fleet. There we go. You should probably go and pick up your troops once again. We acquired the technology, energy specialization. Okay, neat. Now, what is this fleet doing? It's a pretty strong fleet, honestly. 7k power. Kind of bombarding this planet now. Maybe we should not necessarily do that. Maybe we should just blockade. And that also leaves some room to actually attack random other vessels. Might as well get some war score. And let's see, where is the other fleet? Oh, this is actually the other half of the fleet. So we should be able to take this planet fairly easily, I hope. Let's actually check that. So we still have they still have space control for some reason. I'm not entirely sure why that is. Oh wow, they actually were building troops in there quite heavily. Yeah, we should be able to take that. No problem whatsoever. Meanwhile, just pausing the game for a moment so we don't lose control of what we're doing. The other invasion fleet that actually got back its... We could send them over here. To be honest, I'd rather that you take this colony over here for the simple reason that, once again, I want it out of my back door. There's a spaceport here, but just go and repair and attack that. And then the second attack fleet can actually also go and prepare and attack that. And that will actually... The prepare and attack thing does make sure that they go and refuel and things like that. So they know what you want to do, but they also take care of themselves and not just fly straight into the oblivion without refueling and things like that. That tends to turn into a giant disaster really quickly if you're not careful about that. While we're here, okay, so we took this colony, so that's huge. Now, we probably need to make sure that we also get this colony. And in order to get that colony, we are definitely going to have to make sure we have control of the airspace before we actually try and attack them. It's this planet, right? Yeah, so let's go prepare and attack that one. Now, what we could actually do, because we don't seem to have any hostile fleets incoming anywhere. I think. Just some escorts and stuff, nothing really of interest. We actually don't have any research projects going on either. Maybe do some stuff like carriers, maybe? I'm not entirely sure about that. Improved cruisers could be fun. Fleet command ships. Making our own battleships could be fun as well. But honestly, I think we should focus on our economy a little bit more. So let's get this. Let's have the unlimited trade going on as well. What else? What else? What else? In industrial. So these are basically just wonders, like you might know them from other games. They give you bonuses to research, but also give you some colony development. But these really stack up. So if you have several of those, that yeah, really stacks up. We also definitely want the improved research facilities. So that should take care of research for a little bit. Okay, and I think in the next episode we are going to wipe out the action, so let's hope we do that. But for now, I really hope you enjoyed this episode. If you haven't done so, make sure you like and subscribe, comment on the videos, etc. really helps out the algorithm, and I will catch you in the next one.